Hello everyone, this is Sandra at the Whispering Well. So today's video is going to be just showing you the things that I got in London when I met up with Richard over at Longman Tarot. If you haven't seen Richard's channel, I will link it in the comments below so you can go and take a look and hopefully subscribe if you haven't already. So we met up in London. We met at Watkins, which is a esoteric bookshop, and of course they have lots of tarot there as well. There's kind of so much in there you kind of don't know where to look first, because they do have a whole wall of tarot, but they also have decks scattered here and there as well as like lots of books. So that was the first place we stopped at, and it was really nice meeting up with Richard. It was, you know, so lovely because obviously we'd met at Glastonbury when there was a few of us, but as it's fairly easy for Richard to get into London, the same as it is for me, we thought it would be a good place to meet, and plus there's some cool shops in London. So yeah, so Watkins was our first stop, and in Watkins I picked up, now these are still sealed guys, I haven't opened them, but of course, you know, I will do walkthroughs of the decks that I purchased when I was in London. So the first one I saw in Watkins is Tarot at the End of the Rainbow, and I've wanted this for a while. This has been on my wish list, so when I saw it there I thought I would pick it up. This one, I mean, of course, buying, you know, anything in independent shops it's going to cost a bit more, but I don't mind because it's supporting them. So this deck was around £20 or just below, something like that, and it's a low Scarabeo. It's the back, so as you can see I've not opened it yet, but this will be opened and I will do a walkthrough of that. This video is really just to show you the things that I picked up when I met up with Richard, and as I say, any decks I will do walkthroughs of. So that was the first item. The second one I got, also in Watkins, was the Celtic Astrology Oracle cards, and I thought this would be really cool because firstly, Celtic, I love anything Celtic, and you've got the astrology part to it as well, which is good because I'm still like learning with astrology, so I thought, how cool, Celtic and astrology, yay. So this is also a low Scarabeo deck. I think it's fairly new out, so it's a book and 26 oracle cards, so it's not a big oracle, and it says Celtic astrology is not based on the stars but on animal, plants and the cycles of nature. So different there, you see, the normal astrology, which is great, perfect actually for me. A system earth-based, rooted, alive and breathing. Look at some of the cards, look really cool, don't they guys? So this is obviously not going to be your classic astrology, which is totally fine with me because I do have another astrology deck that I've had for a while, so this is perfect. What attracted me was the Celtic part, so, and it's got all these lovely like Celtic designs on the front and the sides, and it's by Antonella Castelli and Dara Fitzrandolph. Sorry, it probably wasn't in shot there. So again, this will be I will do a walkthrough of this deck, and this was, I think, £16.99, this one, which is not too bad for an independent shop. I mean, again, probably you can get it cheaper on Amazon, but sometimes not. It all depends. So that was Watkins. That was all I purchased in there. So I thought I was being quite good, actually. Thought, yes, so far I'm being good. Yeah. Until we went to Atlantis bookshop. In Atlantis bookshop, but again, I didn't like go really nuts. But Richard was looking at some decks, at the Celtic Tarot, and another deck, and I said to him, are you going to get, which one are you going to get? Because I thought I'll let him have the choice, and then because I'd already got the Celtic Tarot, and the other deck that he was looking at was this one, the Darkwood Tarot, which I also was looking at, but I thought if Richard wants it, he can have it and I'll get it another time, no problem. But he decided to go for the Celtic Tarot, which I don't think he's overly thrilled with, which is a bit of a shame, but maybe when he works with it. So he's probably wishing he'd gone for this now, but hopefully, you know, he'll get it at some point. So this is the Darkwood Tarot. It's not a new deck out. It was one the Tarot Times did when Simon and Becca and Elle were looking at deck choices each month, and this was one of them. And I remember looking at it at the time and thinking, yeah, it does look nice. This is the back. Entering the wood is easy. Leaving is a different matter. How will you emerge? So, and I like the kind of almost manga cartoony style to the artwork. And it comes with a 304-page full colour guidebook and 78 cards, obviously. So it is quite a weighty deck. And this one was around £26 or something like that. Again, probably a bit more than you'd pay on Amazon. But I love Atlantis, and as well as, you know, these kind of decks that we've all kind of seen before that have been out for a little while, they do have new ones in there as well, or unusual ones that you kind of, oh, I've not seen that before. There was a few like that in there. I could have been tempted to buy more, but I didn't. I restrained myself. And Richard also bought Tarot of Oppositions, which is a really cool deck, also, which I've added now to my wish list. So yeah, so I got the Darkwood Tarot in Atlantis, and I also, just put that back without dropping everything, I also, because they do different things in there, they do books and like statues and Green Man plaques and things, and on a table they just had one of these. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my God, I have to get it. It was like this deer was like staring at me saying, don't leave me here in the shop. And because of my Ellen of the Ways, the new goddess that has come to me, I thought this was perfect. And also even as a representation of like the horned god even as well, because I work with Kanunos, so I thought this was perfect. So it's like a canvas print. I don't want to take it out of the thing because it's got all the fixings, but you can see that it was £4.95. I mean, I thought that was really reasonable, especially for an independent shop. So £4.95 for that, which I'm going to hang above my altar space. I've just got to rearrange some things because I still want my dad's picture there, and I'll probably put this one above, or I might put this one where his is and him above that, something like that anyway. So I got that. Then I picked up, because I used to have a subscription to a magazine called Pagan Dawn, and I didn't renew it this time, but they did have their 50 years edition there, so I picked that up. It's the Beltane issue, so yeah, it's quite cool magazine. So look at that hair, so cool. So I picked that up as well while I was there. I think that was about £3 or something like that. And I also picked up a book, and I'd seen this because I get a monthly like newsletter from Atlantis, and they list new decks and books and things like that, and I'd seen this Dark Folklore on there, and I thought, if they have it in the shop when I go, I'm going to get it. And it sounds really cool. I'll read you the back. It says, how did our ancestors use the concept of demons to explain sleep paralysis? Is that carving in the porch of your local church really what you think it is? And what's that tapping noise on the roof of your car? I remember that story from when I was a kid. The fields of folklore have never been more popular. A recent resurgence of interest in traditional beliefs and customs, coupled with morbid curiosities in folk horror, historic witchcraft cases, and our superstitious past, have led to an intersection of ideas that drives people to seek out more information. Tracy Norman, author of the acclaimed play Witch, and Mark Norman, creator of the Folklore podcast, lead you on an exploration of the less salubrious facets of our past, highlighting those aspects of our cultural beliefs and social history that are less wicker basket and more wicker man. Love it. Oh yes, absolutely. Dark Folklore, and I think this was around $14.99, something like that. And here's the contents page. So yeah, so I'll have to, when I've read this, I'll have to let you know what I think of it. But yeah, so there was that, and the last items that I bought in London, Richard took me to a market stall in Covent Garden, a guy that used to work in the Natural History Museum, and when he, I think he was made redundant or something like that and left there, and he bought lots of rough crystals with some of the money that he'd got from that, and set up a stall, and he tumbles his own stones and everything now. So I got two palm stones. It was two for £5. I thought this one was really cool, and I didn't ask him what it was, but it looks a bit like, to me, a bit like a Picasso jasper, something like that, with the lines going through it. But the colouring with the pink in it also kind of reminds me of strawberry quartz, so I'm not sure, but it was one that kind of called to me, so I picked that one up. It feels so nice. And this one, I kept picking it up and putting it down, and in certain lights, this is obviously rose quartz, but look how you can see through it, and in certain lights there are rainbows in it too. I just thought it was so cool. It was the first one that was like calling to me. There's like a rainbow there. That piece, you just can't probably see it that well, but yeah, and this feels really nice, and look how you can see my hand through it. It's a really nice smooth piece. I love these like palm stone ones that you can just sit and hold. So I got those two pieces from the stall in Covent Garden, and then that was everything that I bought in London. But this week I received a package, and I thought, Oh, what's this package? I haven't ordered anything. Anyway, I opened it and it came with this lovely card which has a personal message in it, which I won't read out, but it was from our lovely Richard who'd sent me this card saying how much he'd enjoyed us meeting up, and with it he sent, guys, look at this. How about that for a Hackstone? My gosh, there is some weight to that, and it just feels so cool. Very, very cool. I love it. Look how cool that is. Look at that perfect hole right the way through. So he sent me this, and I'm going to put this on my altar area because it's really cool. I have a Hackstone up there. It's not exactly like this that lovely Elaine in Scotland sent to me, Elaine McCrone, some time ago from a beach. She found it in Ireland, and now Richard has sent me this, and it's so cool. I love it, absolutely love it. And he also sent me, because we discussed doing a trade, so he sent me a deck that we talked about trading for, and I still have to send his deck to him. I'm so like behind, and you know, I have apologised, he's fine about it. So I'm letting him have my Witches Tarot by Ellen Dugan, the complete set with the book, because I don't really use it, and you know, better for it to go to somebody that will use it more. And he said that, because I'd looked at Tarot of Haunted House in one of the shops, and he said he'd got that deck, but again doesn't really use it. So that's what this deck is. And you know, he said it didn't come with a box when he bought it. It came wrapped in this cloth, and I said that's totally fine. Actually, the cloth is really lovely. So in here is Tarot of Haunted House, which I'm sure, you know, these are the backs that you've all seen before. So I won't do a walkthrough of this one, but this one, like I say, is a trade with Richard. So yeah, and I will be sending his deck this week. It's because our village here doesn't have a post office anymore. There's one in the next village or in the town, so either way it's a drive to get there. So very often now I'll go into the town, have to get a taxi or something into the town to post things. So it's just a little more awkward, that's all. But yeah, it's really lovely to have this deck, like I say, in trade with Richard, and his one will be going off. I've got a few parcels to send this week because I've sold some of my other decks as well, so there'll be a few going this week. How cool that card is. Creepy but cool. So yeah, so that was everything I got in London, guys, as well as a very cool trade from our Richard. And yeah, and we're hoping to be able to meet up again, probably be next year, maybe January, something like that, because that's when it's really like depressing, and that after Christmas and stuff, and nothing really going on. So we may do that, and also Kelly Bear might be able to join us depending how the situation is with COVID and stuff like that. But that would be really great if Kelly was able to. So yeah, so that's everything, guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing my haul from London and the couple of things that Richard has sent to me. And yeah, and like I say, I will be doing walkthroughs of all of the new decks that I've shown. And yeah, I hope everyone's doing really well, and I can't believe that it's October already. Honestly, seriously, where has the year gone? But still, we're coming up to Halloween, Samhain, yay! So yeah, I'm sure I will talk to you all soon. Bye.